Good morning or good afternoon. I think it's good afternoon. Quick video because I'm running around trying to get this car ready to drive it to Benidorm against Lee the Macmaster, but I'm not talking about that now. I want to talk about this pothole thing again from yesterday. This is potholes part 2. This is on the Daily Mail. Council fills in pothole days after Porsche driver 74 was killed in horror smash, having swerved to avoid hitting one. I've had a lot of emails overnight, and I've had a very interesting series of WhatsApp messages from someone that lives down there. I'll do that in another video, but I wanted to get this one out because what's it got to take to fix a pothole? Well, someone's got to die. This is the article from the Daily Mail. A council has filled a huge pothole just days after a 74-year-old Porsche driver was killed in a 4-car collision on the same road as they swerved to avoid a crater in the tarmac. Sussex police detectives believe the sports car crashed into a white BMW as it attempted to dodge the pothole before hitting 2 other vehicles and the porch of a roadside house in Petworth, West Sussex on April 29th. The driver of the 997 GT2 Porsche from Reigate was pronounced dead at the scene, and a 65-year-old man from Midhurst, Sussex, was taken to hospital after incurring serious injuries but is now stable. Right, we know all that. What we didn't know, reports sent to West Sussex Council on March the 14th reveal they were warned about drivers on the same stretch of the A272 veering onto the opposite side of the road to avoid hitting potholes. The council knew about this 2 weeks before someone was killed. Is that corporate manslaughter? Well, let's dig on further to find out. A concerned member of the public informed the council of a 1.6 foot wide pothole on the road going west and another 1.3 foot wide crater in the other direction. The report said both cause vehicles to veer into the opposite carriageway. They have been there for longer than 30 days and are continuing to deteriorate. The council know about the potholes. They know it's dangerous. They know there's going to be an accident. The same day, another individual also wrote in and said, in 14 months, I've had to buy 4 new wheels, 12 tyres and 2 front wheel bearings, all due to negligence of the public highway. I want answers. Both eastbound and westbound, the carriageway is destroyed and liable to a serious accident. Those living near the scene said the stretch of road is also notorious for speeding. There's no suggestion that speed played a factor in the Porsche crash, as I said in yesterday's video. Once they see the long straight, they think this is my chance to overtake. Interesting that they've used that quote again. Speed is nothing to do with it. This is all about the pothole. The report was made by Fix My Street, an app for road users to report potholes to the RAC, which showed that a third of motorists had been forced to swerve quickly to avoid a pothole and ended up completely crossing into another lane on the other side of the road. A West Sussex County Council spokesperson said at the time of the collision, "We are aware of a 4-vehicle collision on the A272 in which a man sadly died and another suffered injuries. First and foremost, our thoughts are with the families and friends of those involved. The police are carrying out a collision investigation and we await their findings. It would not be appropriate to comment any further at this time. West Sussex County Council and the Sussex Police has been contacted to further comment." Right. It's not appropriate to comment at this time. I'll tell you what's not appropriate. Messing with a crime scene. Why have they gone out after the crash, after the death, after the police have been there and filled in the holes? Let's have a look at some of the comments. That's just me saying that. I'm pretty confident that that is messing with a crime scene. I'm also pretty confident there's a case for corporate manslaughter there. But let's look at some of the comments on the Daily Mail article. So, it takes someone's death to get a pothole filled in. Sounds about right for the UK. Yeah, that's what I said at the start of the video. What's it got to take for councils to fill in these really bad potholes? Death. Someone has got to die. Phone a lawyer. The immediacy of the response to fill the pothole adds weight in favour of bringing a successful outcome. Someone else seems to think that there's a case here for corporate manslaughter. New comment. I was out on the motorbike today and some sections of road are easily enough to kill a motorcyclist. We're not dealing with single potholes, which are bad enough. It's maybe 20 metres of road that need completely resurfacing. How many people are going to die before the government force local governments to act immediately? Another person that is saying it's going to take a death for this to get fixed. New comment. So, are the council being made accountable and fines being made and a jail sentence? No, I thought not. But here's an interesting thing. If the investigation concludes that the pothole was the problem, and then they find that the police or the council, and then they find that the council destroyed the evidence by then going out and covering the pothole, even though they knew 2 weeks before the crash, surely that is messing with a crime scene, it's admission of guilt, and it's corporate manslaughter. Somebody has to be responsible for not fixing the road. Somebody has to be responsible for ignoring all the emails. Somebody at the council knew that this road needed repairing and chose not to do it. The council is responsible, in my opinion. Yeah, because I need to avoid a libel lawsuit as well. But I believe, based on my understanding of what's gone on here, the council knew that a crash was going to happen and opted not to fix the road. Why didn't they fix the road? They knew about this. They knew about this pothole. The locals have known about this. People have been complaining about it. Why wasn't the pothole fixed? Another comment. Corporate manslaughter is there for this very reason. Thank you very much for the person in the comments that justified what I was saying there. It does appear like there's a case for corporate manslaughter here. Another comment in a similar vein, tampering with the evidence much? And again, it just seems really strange to me that there's a pothole, the council know about it, there's a crash, someone is killed, 2 days later, the pothole is fixed. It can't be right. It cannot be right. I'm sure this will come out in the police investigation. New comment. Out walking the other day, I came across 2 men in high-vis jackets filling in a pothole. That's good to see, I said, and pointing to another of equal size a few inches away, asked, are you going to fill that one as well? To which the reply came, no, we can't do that one because it hasn't been reported. So, apparently, they can only fix potholes if they've been reported. But as I said, the pothole that killed the Porsche driver was well known to road users and the council. Final comment. I'm sure the police will have photos of it before, but that repair is huge. Less of a pothole and more of a trench. An appalling state of affairs. I will put the link in the description. Go and look for yourself at the size of the pothole that we're talking about. This isn't just a small hole. There's 2 things that we're talking about. There's a crater running down the side of the road that has been repaired. It looks to me to be about 12 foot long. And then you've got the exposed ironworks, which I think are on the other side of the road, which looks to me, around the exposed bit of ironworks, is inches and inches of space there. The roads are in such a shocking state. I've been absolutely staggered by the response to that video. You know the roads in this country are shocking. I know the roads in this country are shocking. What are we going to do about it? We've got to do something about this. Maybe it is time to do some sort of road tax boycott. Yes, I know that road tax is totally disconnected from the quality of the roads these days, but something needs to be done because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And if we have more bad weather again this winter, it's not going to improve, is it? So the councils are out every day. There's roads closed every day, but nothing seems to be getting any better. The quality of the repairs is naff. The quality of the patching is naff, and it all just comes back. Also, nothing is ever done on the same section of road at the same time. So where I take the kids to school, they had the road closed all of last year for whatever it was. Then they closed it again for gas. Then they closed it again for more resurfacing. And now I've noticed stuff's all painted all over the roads. They're going to close the roads again to paint the lines back on. That's 4 times. Why didn't they just do it once and do it right? I'm forced to conclude that the only reason is they've got no interest in doing it right, and they have every interest in dragging it out as long as possible so everybody gets paid as much as possible. Right, it's getting really hot in this car because the weather is good. I'm going to go and take this car for a polish, and you'll be seeing this car on the channel in the future. This is the one I'm going to drive to Benidorm in a race against Lee the Mapmaster. Not a race, sorry. We're both going to drive down to Benidorm and see who gets there first, but not in a race. And I'm going to win by some significant distance because I have a reliable old Volvo. But first, I've got to go get my tracking done. Maybe the tracking is out because it's hit so many potholes. Thank you very much for watching this slightly warm mid-afternoon video.